this is a joke. It's a boat with lots of holes, it doesn't float. A faded fable scribbled on post-it notes. Now listen to me.
How's it going? My name is Matthew Szlachetka. I'm a full-time singer-songwriter from Los Angeles, California. I'm pretty much on the road somewhere between 150 and 200 dates a year all over the country. And I split my time up between solo acoustic shows and then full band shows when the type of show permits. And couldn't be more happy about being asked to be part of this first Bose Troubadour tour with Jamie Kent, Megan Slankard, and Jeff Campbell. We've all been friends now for about 5 or 6 years, and have done shows kind of within LA or San Francisco, but never collectively as the four of us throughout the country, and sharing stories, sharing songs, and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty special, and I'm very excited about it.
My background is a mixture of business and music, all combined in one. I got started in music through musical theater, so I'm a weird musical theater nerd. I went to college for business and entrepreneurship at Babson College. And I studied voice all throughout at New England Conservatory, privately for about 8 years. I sang in big bands, sang in a mariachi band, and eventually it took being on the road in my own band for about 200 days a year to find my own voice in that. And kind of what the heart of this tour is about is bringing songwriters together that embody the definition of troubadour, which is someone that's on the road most of the year, that's putting their heart and their soul out there, just traveling the country playing songs for people and trying to grow their fans one show at a time.
I wanted to be a veterinarian until I was about 10 years old, and hardcore. All I did was animals. We had animals on farm. All I did was play with like little plastic animals, and I loved it. I read all these James Herriot books. I was set in my ways. And then one day, out of the blue, my dad rented a Beatles movie called Help from the library, because that's where we rented them, not like the cool kids from Blockbuster at the time. And brought it home, and much to our chagrin, he put it on, and we were like, no, I don't want to watch this. But it changed my life. It changed my life. I remember the moment it hit me. I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I mean, I still love animals, don't get me wrong, but I wanted nothing to do with them anymore, in the business sense anyway. All I wanted to do was have a guitar in my hand and be a rock star on a stage and play lead guitar.
My name is Jeff Campbell, and I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I am currently living in San Francisco, California, and playing music for a living. I tour mostly by myself around the country, but occasionally I take a band with me, and also have recently had the pleasure to be a part of the Bose Troubadour tour with 3 other musicians that I respect very much, in spite of their odd quirkiness and foibles, if you will. But they're very talented folks, and honored to be touring the country with them.
So I've probably known Jamie Kent the longest. We've been good friends now for about 5 or 6 years. We're both originally from Western Massachusetts, and we met through the same guitar teacher that we both grew up taking lessons with. And when we first met, we kind of initially started just trading touring information and tour routes, and then that grew into a friendship where we started writing together, and we've been writing partners now for quite some time and written a good collection of songs. Which has been great. As for Jeff and Megan, I've known of Jeff and Megan for probably about the same amount of time, but have known them and been friends with them now for 2 to 3 years. I guess technically we met through a venue up in Redding, California called Vintage Wine Bar, and that venue is connected with this great bed and breakfast called Bridge House, and both owners were big fans of Jeff and Megan because they were playing up there as well, and they kept telling them about myself when I was in my old band, and they were telling us about Jeff and Megan, and then we just kind of kept track of each other through the internet, and when I first heard their stuff, I was immediately fans and really respect their work and where they tour and everything. And when we did finally meet up, it was great because it almost felt like, because we had known of each other for so long, it just was super easy, and I feel like we just kind of hit the ground running. And like I was saying before, I couldn't be more happy to be touring with the three of them for this first Bose Troubadour tour.